Hi friends, thanks for tuning in. In September, Kay and I attended the reenactment of the Battle of Pilot Knob in Ironton, Missouri. We also attended the inaugural occurrence of the Cannonball Haul, a hiking race specifically designed as part of the reenactment. In this video, we provide information on both the battle and the hike. The Battle of Pilot Knob historic site includes a visitor center, complete with a small museum and an interpretive film. While we were there, we obtained a special edition newspaper that provides a description of both the historical battle and the reenactment. As you can see, the reenactment was a full weekend. Here is a map of the grounds. The Battle of Pilot Knob occurred in September of 1864. An army of 12,000 Confederate soldiers, led by Major General Sterling Price, aimed to take Fort Davidson on their way to St. Louis. The fort was garrisoned by 1,500 Union soldiers and led by Brigadier General Thomas Ewing, Jr. Price's objective was to take the fort, gain supplies, and then move north, disrupt Union troops, and ultimately take St. Louis if possible. In an effort to overwhelm the fort, Price arranged his forces with plans to attack from different directions. He sent some troops to Pilot Knob Mountain and Shepherd Mountain to deliver cannon fire on the fort. He also kept a large force on the ground. The timing of the attacks was off, and the Confederates proved unsuccessful on the first day. The Union was low on ammunition and knew they would not make it through a second day of fighting. They snuck out in the middle of the night and blew up the munitions they could not carry with them. The exact number of dead and wounded from this battle is unclear. Confederate forces lost anywhere from 400 to 1,500 men, depending on which source is quoted. Union forces lost approximately 28 men. Ultimately, these men gave their lives on this battlefield, fighting for their home and for what they believed was right. In addition to attending the reenactment, we also participated in the Cannonball Haul. This hiking race retraces the steps of a brigade of Confederates that hiked up Shepherd Mountain to bombard Fort Davidson. The mayor of Ironton describes the significance of the route.
This is the first time we've ever done this, the Cannonball Haul. We're doing it in conjunction, of course, with the reenactment. And the reason it's called the Cannonball Haul is because during the Civil War battle, soldiers actually had to haul cannonballs up Shepherd Mountain, okay? The Confederates set up cannon up there, and their objective was, of course, to fire into the fort. And you can learn more about the history over at the battle reenactment. But anyway, that's why we're calling it the Cannonball Haul. You go past the pharmacy, then you'll see a sign that says trail. There's another sign that says trail parking. And then you'll get up to the trailhead. And then you'll see a sign that says steep or less steep. That's where you have to make a choice. Just the same way General Price, the Confederate general, had to make a choice, you have to make a choice which path you're going to take. It is a very difficult trail. There are a lot of ravines on it. There are a lot of loose boulders. I call them ankle breakers, okay? A lot of ankle breakers on the trail, especially when you're coming back down. It can be very difficult, okay? So it's short, but it's not easy.
Your team time will not end until the last person crosses the line. So it doesn't matter how fast the first person is, your team time will not end until the last person crosses the line. There's no running, there's no jogging ever. We have officials on the course to make sure you never run, you never jog. If you're caught running or jogging, we're going to give you a time penalty appropriate to how much you ran or jogged. And I can tell you this, if your teammate gets ahead of you, you cannot run or jog to catch up with them. That is totally illegal too. No running, no jogging. We're going to do our... The race will be started with a Civil War era breast pocket pistol. John Tevis' family's great-great-great-grandfather was in the Missouri militia. So each team will have the honor of being started with a real Civil War pistol. Trophies. Let's give a round of applause for the mayor of Ironton, the Arcadia Valley Trails Association, and the city of Ironton. Thank you so much. We're going to start the race very soon.
Right now.
One reason Matt and I like the hiking races so well is because we get to meet such interesting teams.
Hey guys, my name's Matt from Arcadia Trails Hiking, and I just want to ask you a couple questions about today's event. So first of all, what's your team name, and why do you guys hike?
Our name is over 75, since we're both over 75 years old.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So why do you hike?
Well, it's just a good form of exercise. I enjoy just being out, doing something to remember.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Great.
Okay.
Killing a bear on the way or something.
All right. Awesome.
Nice.
We're going to have grill a bear later?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, with my bare hands is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Looking forward to some bear steaks.
Well, I try to hike the trail once a week just to keep physical shape. I have 3 bypasses and a pacemaker.
Wow.
And, I just try to keep
That really says something
You
there.
exercise the muscle, keep things in good health. Okay. Excellent.
Go, Darko!
TAUR, Trail and Ultra
Here
Running.
you go.
Awesome.
You go on the pistol shot.
Right. So we're the last team to take off on the first ever Cannonball Haul, and we were informed when we got to the steep or less steep route that everyone has taken the steep route. So way to go, Cannonball Haulers. And we're gonna take the steep route too. When the sign said steep, it meant it. You can see Matt and I struggling up the hill in this drone footage. When we finished the race, we got to talk to another team about how they felt about the trail.
Jets, you just won 3rd place in the first ever Cannonball Haul race. So tell us a little bit about your hike and what was your strategy?
Well, we're from here, so our strategy is pretty well set. We knew what the trail was. We've been on it several times, so we knew that I couldn't make it up the first part of the trail. So it was all about the second half of the trail for us, trying to catch up, and from that point, because I can't make it for the top.
Just took it easy on the steep part and then trucked it after that.
He's got to wait on me.
Yeah, I just truck along and I'll take a break waiting for him, so that gives me more energy. So.
And then you can, pull them out.
Yeah.
Drag me along.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool.
Once we made it up the hill, the scenery was beautiful, and then it was time for the orienteering part.
Direction said to go south.
South 40 paces. Which way south, Matt? That way? Okay, here we go.
But now we're supposed to go southeast for 15 paces.
Okay,
So that would be that way.
okay.
15.
Don't hit the big rock over there. Here we go. We got our cannonballs. Yay! As we were still on top of the mountain finding our cannonballs, other teams were finishing the race in fine fashion. Before the race, we were fortunate enough to catch up with the first place team.
Hey guys, I'm Matt, and I'm from Happy Trails Hiking. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your team name, and why do you guys hike?
Well, we're the Dark Hollow Hikers, and we hike because we love the outside, and being on the trails takes you away from everybody else. It's not just getting outside and going for a walk around your neighborhood. It's getting away from people and seeing things that you've never seen before.
Cool.
Right. And do you have a particular strategy on how to conquer today's hiking race?
I follow him.
Okay.
And go fast. I love it.
Okay. And then do you have any additional words of encouragement or words of wisdom to, encourage people to get out and enjoy parks, public lands?
I really think that the hiking races can really encourage a lot of people to to get outside and go to a trail that they've never been to before. There's so many in Missouri, there's no reason why you can't. I mean, most of them, there's trails in your backyard that you don't even know about. It just ask and explore and you'll find amazing things.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Thanks for your time, guys. Crush the hike today.
Woohoo, thanks.
All right, thanks.
Back up on the mountain, Matt and I were just enjoying the beauty of the hike. So we found our cannonballs. We're headed down the mountain now. This is a really nice trail. Matt was just saying that with the exception of the very steep uphill, this is a great trail. It does have lots of rocks on it, so you want to make sure you wear boots or ankle supporting shoes. But really nice day for a hike. For hauling cannonballs, really, in the Civil War, this would be where the cannons would be placed. That's really very interesting and a neat overlook. As this was a hiking race, we realized we had to head down the mountain. We met President of Arcadia Valley Trails Association, Jim Hemphill, along the way. He talked about their plans for the trails.
So we're trying to develop actual footpaths for folks, and we're going to mark them. We didn't get them marked yet, but
sure.
So we're trying to, we've got a trail that goes from the top down to the lake now. That's in really nice shape.
Okay.
And then we're doing one that comes from the top all the way down, doesn't follow the road. And as time goes by, we're going to mark them and map them and put them up on the thing so people don't have to break their ankles on this road.
Okay.
That was our kind of motivation when we came up here and hiked this. We said, surely there's got to be a better way. So,
all right. So now if someone wanted to come and help you build trails, and how would they find out information about that?
On Facebook, if you look up the Arcadia Valley Trails Association, we've got a group there. Just ask to be members.
We made it down the mountain, and all of the teams crossed the finish line safely. Then it was time for the awards. As this was the inaugural Cannonball Haul, they felt we needed some very special awards.
So this is our third place team here, Real Blood Podcast. This is a grape shot that was found here in Pilot Knob from the battle. And it was found, the person that we got it from found it 60 years ago. And it goes into a canister like this, okay? And I cannot imagine seeing this coming your way, okay? This is like a shotgun cannon is what it is, okay? And these balls come out of the cannon just like a shotgun would. Stand was made by one of our aldermen, Bo Layton, and he handmade the stands. And then Josh Tevis, our street supervisor, made the little plaque that goes on it. So it is 100% custom made. You can't get a trophy like this anywhere else.
Second place is very competitive. We found the cannonball cache.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Really appreciate it.
Well, good. Thank you. This trophy here is also grape shot. Okay, it was shot out of a 24-pounder cannon, and if you notice, it's beveled on the edges here. And the reason for that is it went into, hold that canister up there. It went into a canister like that, and this grape shot would have fit in just like that. Okay, and so 9 of these shot out of the cannon at one time. Okay, I mean. And the other thing that I marvel at is we all do hiking and all that in non-skid soles, right? Hiking boots. These guys were in wool uniforms carrying a musket with slick leather soled boots, okay? And they were up on the mountain. What? And some of them were barefoot, exactly, right. And they were battling on the mountain, and these were flying at them, okay? Yeah. And so, to me, that's just pretty amazing. This was found by a worker when they were building Highway 21 here, and that's how we came about that. And so we purchased all of these grape shot specifically for this race. We wanted a special trophy. Since this is our inaugural race, we wanted something special. So we got the cannonballs, we made the stands and everything, and so we're glad you guys are getting it. That's excellent. Congratulations.
Hey, Matt, we really enjoyed the event today, and we found the orienting element was kind of interesting. Why did you add that?
We added that because the race was short, and our last race was pretty long, so we felt like we just wanted to see how well teams could go long distance. But because this race is short, and it played such a central role in the Civil War battle, the Battle of Pilot Knob, that we felt like an orienteering section somewhere at the top would add an extra element to the race where people would feel like they're actually hiking and using hiking skills more.
Okay, yeah, and it took a little bit of thinking to get through that. It's more than just following the trail.
Sure.
Okay, and so then why did you plan to plan an event that coincided with the Battle of Pilot Knob?
Well, we felt like we had the Tomahawk 2017 in this area. We wanted to continue with this area. I feel like this is one of the best places to hike in Missouri. It's one of the most area with concentrated trails and choices to hike. So I just felt like the fall's a nice time to hike in Missouri, and we want to keep in this area. Shepherd Mountain is kind of a new mountain with new trails, and we're trying to attract people to it. And the mayor has a vision to make this town a trail town. So one of our plans is to get people hiking on Shepherd Mountain in town, and so an event on it, something like a hiking race, would be the perfect event, we thought. So, okay. The Battle of Pilot Knob is popular, and because this mountain played such a central role in the Civil War battle, we felt like it would fit right in.
All right, well, shoot, it was definitely a good hike. So thinking ahead, I know you've got a bunch of things planned, and you can't tell us everything, but can you give us kind of a sneak peek, or maybe just a heads up of what's coming in the future?
We're really excited. We have a few races that we're developing. One race is going to be a multi-discipline solo race, similar to a triathlon here at Shepherd Mountain. We're planning on maybe, instead of running, hiking up and back down Shepherd Mountain, swimming across Shepherd Mountain Lake a few times, and either a mountain bike or a road race course at the end. That would be one event. We tentatively are going to call that the Trail of Tears Triathlon. Another event is going to be a long-distance solo hiking race with elements of archery, where they're going to go 10 or 15 miles one way with a bow. They'll reach an archery station just like the biathlon in the Winter Olympics. They'll fire off a few arrows, and then they come back. Their hiking time and their archery points will be combined, and the tentative name for that will be the Golden Arrow. So look for the Golden Arrow and the Trail of Tears Triathlon next year.
All right, well, we'll definitely be on the lookout for those events. Thanks again for a great event
today.
Thanks
a lot. Thanks for having you guys here, and I really appreciate it, and we couldn't have a race without you.
It was a good time.
Great.
Thanks for joining us on our trek through Civil War history in Missouri. Until next time, this is Kay and Matt from Happy Trails Hiking. Keep on trekking.